are you? What's your name?
Victor.
Hi, Victor. My name is Marissa.
Hello.
I just wanted to let you know that before we begin our session, we do have a confidentiality agreement that states that anything said between me and you will remain in this room. Do you understand?
Yes.
And what brings you in here today?
My anger issue with family.
Your anger issues with family?
Yes.
Is it just with family?
With work, with family.
Okay. And tell me about your anger.
People don't understand me. People don't be very nice to me, make me mad.
And when you say that you get mad, can you give me some examples of
I
how?
scream, I break things, I get mad, I get very hot.
You get very hot. Do
Yes.
you feel anxious at all?
Yes.
Are your family and friends concerned about your anger issues?
Yes.
Can you give me an example of how you feel when your anger acts up?
This is no good. I get very mad. I scream a lot. I kick things. I break stuff.
Okay. And what types of things you feel that trigger your anger?
People don't understand me. People don't listen to me.
Okay. So is it just with certain individuals or is it with a group of people?
It all depends on the day.
It all depends on the day.
Yes.
And when they do make you angry, do you say, do you let them know that that makes you angry?
Yes, I get very loud, I get scream, and I walk away.
Now, do you feel that you go from happiness to anger in a very short time span, or is it just a build up?
Just build up.
Okay. So, can you give me an example of how your day is?
I come into work in the morning, I fight with wife before I leave my house. I get to work, my boss scream at me some more. I go to work, I deal with customers, they bother me too. I go home, my baby scream at me, my wife scream at me more.
So let's take one example. Let's start with, what do you do for a living?
I work in warehouse.
You work in a warehouse?
Yes.
And what do you do on a daily basis at the warehouse?
I pack in move equipment.
Okay. And when you pack and move equipment, is your boss getting
Boss always tell me, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
okay, so you're just not doing it in a timely fashion. Do you feel that you're doing it in a timely
I move
fashion?
as quick as possible. Boss want more.
Okay, do you explain that to your boss?
Yes.
When you go home, is your wife angry?
My wife scream is just that we have no money.
Okay, so you have financial difficulties.
Yes. My babies don't listen to me because my wife don't like me.
Okay, if your wife, why would you say that your wife doesn't like you?
She tells me I don't like you.
Maybe there's certain
She's
things.
mad and she hates me.
Okay, so now if your wife hates you or doesn't like you, do you feel that she's just stressed and she says some things that she doesn't mean out of
Yes.
anger? So do you take what she says seriously, or do you just think that she's just angry and stressed herself?
Maybe she's just angry and stressed.
Does your wife go and see anybody to help her with her anger?
No, she talked to her mama. Her mama is bad too.
Okay. So if you had 3 words to describe your wife, let's say, what would it be?
Nice, mean, mama.
Okay. And if you had 3 words to describe your boss,
Short, mean man.
short, mean man. If you could pick an adjective to describe your situation at work, what would it be?
What you mean?
I mean, what's one word that you can describe your workplace?
Crazy.
And which one word that you can describe your home place?
Crazy.
Okay. So we're going to say, after you yell and you argue and you scream, what kind of mood are you in afterwards?
Not very happy.
You're still not happy. So
No.
even if you get the frustrations out, which is your reaction is the screaming, the yelling, the cursing, you're still not happy.
No.
Do you have any hobbies?
I like to fish.
You like to fish. Do you get to fish often?
No, my wife don't let me.
Why?
Because I must be home.
Okay, is it because she doesn't have anybody to help her at home while you're at work?
Maybe,
Does
yes.
she work?
She does not.
She does not work. So after you said you yell and you argue, you state that your mood still is unhappy. So you being angry, yelling and cursing and screaming, it's not very productive. Is this true?
This is true.
Okay. You also mentioned that you can't, is there any way that you can stop the yelling and the screaming? Do you think that you could do something besides yell and scream?
Yes, I must breathe.
So maybe you need a vacation.
Yes, I would like to vacation.
Would you vacation with your family or just by yourself?
I don't know. Vacation maybe by myself may be good.
You mentioned that when you do scream and yell, it doesn't get any frustrations out, you're still unhappy. So when you're at work, you get frustrated in the environment the same way that you get frustrated at home, or is it two different ways?
The same way.
It's the same way, and that's screaming and yelling.
Yes. I cannot scream at work.
You cannot scream at work.
No.
So when you're home, and why can't you scream at work?
Because they fire me.
Okay. And when you're home, you scream because,
Frustration.
and you know that nobody can fire you at home.
They can kick me out, but I come back in.
Okay. So you know that you can control your screaming, which I would say is like your outward expression, depending on your environment, right?
Yes.
So you do have a thought process before you actually scream because you can control it at work, but you can't.
Try.
You try.
Yes.
Do you try at home not to scream?
Yes.
And how do you try? What is your
I walk away.
walk away? So knowing that there's a thought behind you actually screaming, your behavior kicks in, and then your behavior is your action, which is
Make me crazy.
Okay. And is there a thought that you can come up with on your own right now that maybe when somebody does get angry?
I try to count and I try to breathe.
That's a great method to use. I was
Yes.
going to suggest that. So if you do that at home, does it work, or does it work only in your work environment?
It can work at home.
It can work at home.
I shall try this.
Okay. And so your thought to come up right before it is to count. So is it a number that you normally count to?
Yes.
Do you feel better after you count those numbers?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? And what makes you, sometimes if it doesn't?
When they're still screaming at me, it does not work.
So what you're referencing is self-talk. So you're self-talking to yourself to calm yourself down before you let the anger and the behavior, the action. So I just want to let you know that this gives you like the flexibility that you are able to control your actions. And that is a lot of people cannot do that. So I'm very happy to hear that. So what I'm going to suggest is next time we're going to come in and we're going to do, I want you to go home and I want you to go to work and I want you to count to 10 every time something that makes you angry. In your mind, count to 10, and I want you to breathe in, and then I want you to breathe out, and I want to see how that makes you feel. And then next week when you come in, we're going to talk about if that helps.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so we're going to see each other for once a week, and we'll start making some other techniques and methods depending on what works and what doesn't work, okay?
This is good. I like this.
It was really nice to meet you.
Thank you, Maris.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you.